Hare Krishna. We continue reading from teachings of Queen Kunti. We are on prayer number 7, which is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 24. My dear Krishna, your Lordship has protected us from a poison cake, from a great fire, from cannibals, from the vicious assembly, from sufferings during our exile in the forest, and from the battle where great generals fought. And now you have saved us from the weapon of Ashwatthama. So Kunti Maharani is offering such beautiful prayers to Lord Krishna when he's about to leave Hastinapur and go back to Dwarka. And Prabhupada has given us this amazing, amazing purpose. So we are going to continue reading from the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. On another occasion, the Pandavas were cheated in a game of chess in the royal assembly of the Kurus. Dhritarashtra, we read this. In the game of chess we read, Karna had insulted therefore, okay, this we read. A devotee of Krishna, we read this too. Then, here. But in the next game of chess, the bet was that if the Pandavas lost the game, they would go to the forest for 12 years. Thereafter, they were to remain incognito for 1 year. And if detected, they would have to live in the forest again for another 12 years. This game also, the Pandavas lost. So for 12 years, they lived in the forest, and for 1 year incognito. It was while they were living incognito that Arjuna won Uttara. So this is a part of this. These all incidents are recorded in the book known as Mahabharata. The word Maha means great or greater, and Bharat refers to India. Thus, the Mahabharata is the history of Greater India. Sometimes people regard these accounts as stories or mythology, but that is nonsense. The Mahabharata and the Puranas are histories, although they are not chronological. If the history of such a vast period of time was recorded chronologically, how many pages would it have to be? Therefore, only the most important incidents are selected and described in the Mahabharata. There's also a reference that the Mahabharata is very vast, and it's only on this earth that we have the 100,000 verses of Mahabharata. But on the other higher planets, the Mahabharata is even more. Here we have only 100,000 verses, I think. On the higher planets, it's much, much more, 600,000. I'm not sure. There is a number given, but I can't exactly remember it. So Kunti prays to Krishna by describing how he saved the Pandavas on the battlefield of Kuruksetra. Mride mride neka maha ratha rashtraha. On the battlefield of Kuruksetra, there were great, great fighters called Maharathas. Just as military men in modern days are given titles like lieutenant, captain, commander, and commander-in-chief, formerly there were titles like Ekrat, Atirat, and Maharat. The word Rath means chariot. So if a warrior could fight against one chariot, he was called Ekrat. And if he could fight against thousands of chariots, he was called Maharath. All the commanders on the battlefield of Kuruksetra were Maharathas. That's why they call Maharath, means fighting against one chariot or many chariots. If they could fight thousands of chariots at one time, one person, one warrior, he's called Maharatha. And on Battle of Kuruksetra, there were many of these. Many of them mentioned are in Bhagavad Gita. Bhishma, Karna, and Dronacharya were especially great commanders. They were such powerful fighters that, although Arjuna was also a Maratha, before them he was nothing. But by the grace of Krishna, he was able to kill Karna, Bhishma, Dronacharya, and the others and come up victorious. So they were even greater commanders than Arjuna, who are more expert in fighting than him. Bhishma Dev, Dronacharya, Karna, they were much more powerful fighters than Arjuna over there. But Arjuna was able to win the battle. Why? Because Krishna is on his side. He's fighting on the side of Krishna. And that's why at the end of Bhagavad Gita, almost at the end, or it's the last verse, I think, that where Sanjaya says to Dhritarashtra that wherever there is Krishna, the master of all opulence and mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, there will be all opulence and victory. Sanjaya says that. So while speaking with Sukadev Goswami, Maharaj Parikshit also referred to this, the battle of Kuruksetra. He said, was just like an ocean, and the warriors were like many ferocious aquatic animals. But by the grace of Krishna, my grandfather Arjuna crossed over this ocean very easily. This is very significant. We may have many enemies who may be very powerful fighters, but if we remain under the protection of Krishna, no one can do us any harm. Rakhe Krishna mare Krishna rakhe ke. He whom Krishna protects, no one can kill. But if Krishna wants to kill someone, no one can give him protection. For example, suppose a very rich man is suffering from disease. He may have a first-class physician, medicine, and hospital available for him. But still, he may die. That means that Krishna desired this man must die. Therefore, the so-called protective methods we have devised will be useless if Krishna does not desire us to live. So the will of Krishna is the most important. Rakhe Krishna mare Krishna rakhe ke. So we should always pray to Krishna for his protection. Krishna is always protecting us, actually. It's not that when we don't pray to him, he does not protect us. He's protecting us. It's only we don't realize how much he's protecting us. We don't realize how dependent we are on Krishna. How much dependent we are on Krishna. The demon Ravan was very powerful, but when Krishna, in the form of Lord Ramachandra, desired to kill him, no one could protect him. Ravan was a great devotee of Lord Shiva and was praying to Lord Shiva, please come, save me from this danger. But Lord Shiva did not come. Then Parvati, Lord Shiva's wife, asked Lord Shiva, what is this? He's such a great devotee and he has served you so much. And now he is in danger and he's asking your help. Why are you not going to help him? Then Lord Shiva replied, my dear Parvati, what shall I do? I cannot give him protection. It's not possible. Why shall I go? So Lord Shiva knew he can't protect him because Lord Ramachandra is going to kill him. What can Lord Shiva do then? It's not possible. So he's like, why shall I go there? Therefore, if God wants to kill someone, no one can give him protection. And if God wants to protect someone, no one can kill him. Rakhe Krishna mare Krishna rakhe ke. Thus, Kunti is remembering how Krishna saved her and her sons one time after another. This is Smaranam, thinking of Krishna. Krishna, you are so kind to us that you saved us from many great dangers. Without you, there was no hope. Without you, there was no hope. So Arjuna, he fought the battle. The Pandavas, they fought the battles. They were not like, oh, if Krishna wants, he will make us win. So we will sleep and Krishna will do the work. No, they fought. They fought the battle. But they did not depend on the result. The result, they depended on Krishna. That's what we are advised to do. We do whatever we are required to do. We do the work, and the result, leave it in Krishna's hands. Then the last danger was Dronya Astra. Dronya Astra. Oh, this is the Ashwatthama, the weapon of Ashwatthama, the son of Drona. Ashwatthama performed a most abominable act by killing the 5 sons of the Pandavas. Of course, in the battle of Kuruksetra, both sides belonged to the same family. and practically everyone was killed. But the 5 sons of the Pandavas survived. So Ashwatthama thought, if I kill these 5 sons of the Pandavas and present their heads to Duryodhana, he will be very much pleased. So everyone was killed. And Ashwatthama still wanted, because the Draupadi's 5 sons were alive, he wanted to kill them. And he thought Duryodhana will be very happy with me. Therefore, when the 5 sons were sleeping, he severed their heads, which he then presented to Duryodhana. At the same time, Duryodhana was incapacitated. His spine was broken and he could not move. Ashwatthama said, I have brought the 5 heads of the Pandavas, my dear Duryodhana. At first, Duryodhana was very glad, but he knew how to test the heads to see whether they were in fact the heads of the Pandavas. When he pressed the heads collapsed, and Duryodhana said, oh, these are not the heads of the Pandavas. They must be the heads of their sons. When Ashwatthama admitted that this was so, Duryodhana fainted. And when he revived, he said, you have killed all our hopes. I had hoped that in our family, at least these 5 sons would survive, but now you have killed them. Thus, in lamentation, he died. So even Duryodhana, no matter how much enmity he had with the Pandavas, when he heard that Ashwatthama had killed the 5 sons of Draupadi, he was devastated, because these 5 children, these 5 sons were the only surviving heirs to the Kuru dynasty. And so Duryodhana was saying, oh, at least all of us are going to die, but at least these 5 sons could be there to rule the kingdom. But when he realized that these sons are dead, he died. He died. Subsequently, Arjuna arrested Ashwatthama and was going to kill him. In fact, Krishna ordered, kill him. He is not a Brahmana. He's less than a Shudra. So because of this heinous act, Krishna told Arjuna, you kill Ashwatthama. Don't think he's a Brahmana, he's son of a Brahmana. What he has done, it's a very terrible act, so kill him. But then Draupadi said, I'm suffering so much because my sons have been killed. And Ashwatthama, he's after all the son of our Guru. Dronacharya has done so much. And then if Ashwatthama dies, then Dronacharya's wife, she's going to lament as I'm lamenting. I'm so unhappy. She's going to be so unhappy. So just let him go. I don't want another woman to suffer as I'm suffering. So then Arjuna freed Ashwatthama. But Ashwatthama felt very insulted. And what did he do? He released the Brahmastra. Brahmastra, something like a nuclear weapon, Prabhupada is saying. And then it's like a targeted attack. It just kills the target. That's all. And then Ashwatthama, what did he do? He knew that in the womb of Uttara, the wife of Abhimanyu, Parikshit was there. That was the last descendant. There's no other children in the Kuru dynasty. So he wanted to kill that. He said, I'll kill Parikshit and then the entire Kuru dynasty will be finished. So so he released the Brahmastra to kill Parikshit in the womb of Uttara. What did she do? What did Uttara do? She felt this intense heat, and she felt that she's going to have miscarriage. She ran to Krishna. She said, please save me, Krishna, please save me. And Krishna, he saved her. She said, it's okay if you don't save me, but you save my child. She says that to him. It's okay if you don't save me, you save my child. What did Krishna do? He put a protection around Parikshit Maharaj inside the womb of Uttara. Krishna, he's everywhere. So he's also in the womb of Uttara, and that's how he saved Parikshit. And then Parikshit, he was the only heir to the kingdom. He was the only, because everyone else in the Kuru dynasty was dead. So the Pandavas, they were there. And then in time, Parikshit Maharaj, he was given the throne. He was the son of Abhimanyu, and Abhimanyu is the son of Arjun and Subhadra. Subhadra is Krishna's sister. And Abhimanyu was killed in the battle of Kuruksetra. So then when Parikshit grew up, Pandavas gave the entire kingdom to Parikshit and they went to the Himalayas. And then Prabhupada is saying this history is described in Mahabharata. Many great misfortunes befell the Pandavas, but in all circumstances, they simply depended on Krishna, who always saved them. Kunti's response to these misfortunes is recorded in the next verse. So they had, they faced many struggles during their life, but they never forgot Krishna. They in fact always depended on Krishna. Always, any misfortune would come, they would just call out to Krishna, depend on Krishna. Is that okay? So this was the 7th prayer by Kunti Maharani. Anyone wanted to add anything or share anything? No, then we'll stop here for today. Thank you so much for listening and joining in. Kunti Maharani ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shilpa ji.